Let's get this thing started, people. Come on. Loose, you got your lines. You know the direction.
Hey, yo, Ease.
Yo, what's the deal, fam? It's your man Ease. De La Soul is back. New song, The Package, off their upcoming album, Cabin in the Sky, being released on November 21st, 2025 via Massive Pill Records. Have you heard it? Are you gonna listen to it? Are you not interested? You think it's fire? You think it missed the mark? Let me know in the comment section. About to give you my opinion. First impression, when I heard it, I loved the energy. It was reminiscent of an interlude on Mecca and the Soul Brother. I used to do like the 5 to 10 second beats in between the actual songs. I'm not comparing this song to that. I'm just telling you the feeling that I had hearing that particular soundscape or sample by Pete Rock, who also produced this track. As I mentioned not too long ago, reminiscent of Mecca and the Soul Brother interludes, like with the big band / soulful sample by Pete Rock. The piano loop is kind of genius in a sense, because if you listen closely, actually it's a chop. It's 2 different chords, but the way he programmed it makes it sound like it's much more than it really is, like very complex in a sense. It almost has the vibe of like a gospel reprise record. When the song starts to fade out, then the band brings it back in. Like, I like that. That was fire. The drums are minimal, mostly just a kick and a tambourine. The kick sounds like it was actually sampled from like a live drum set or drum kit that would have been utilized like in the 60s or 70s, and it fits the sample perfectly. That's what I've been talking about with drums. Not only do they have to like a certain knock to them in a sense, it also has to match. Does it match the sample itself? And I think Pete Rock is like a master in that. There's barely a snare with the exception of the big band / soul sample that I mentioned before. At the transition, there's a snare there, but throughout the verses, just a kick and a tambourine with some reverb on it. What I like most about the production is the restraint. Like, you know, Pete Rock could have did much more, could have went crazy on the bass line, but he didn't. Instead of doing too much, he let the sample breathe, making room for the lyrics and the vocalist. And that's what producers do. You gotta know that fine line, and the legend himself, Pete Rock, understands that. All right, let's talk the song itself. De La Soul, I love the fact that they never chased a sound, right? They created their own lane and stayed in it. You know, speaks about that within his verse. I'll put it in the video.
Keep it new like wet paint scent. We're colorful and yet from day glow we departed. Cause trendsetters know when to bail from the trend they started.
But by the time, when they set trends, by the time people catch up, they have already transitioned and moved on to the next thing. But I love the fact that their idea of setting a trend or trying different things isn't trying to reach for commercial success. They stay true to themselves, being experimental while also keeping the foundation within their music. Go back, their whole discography from 3 Feet High and Rising to the present time. Some people don't even like, may not even like the Anonymous Nobody, but you can't say that it sounds like anyone else. It's De La Soul through and through, and you have to appreciate that and respect that, and you know, it's always a breath of fresh air with them. Their delivery feels relaxed, but it's sharp in a sense too. They know exactly who they are, what they're attempting to put forth to their audience, who they're talking to, their core fans. That's their main objective. Hearing this song is a bit emotional, just like listening to Infinite by Mobb Deep, because when you hear Trugoy's voice, it's almost as if you get excited, like, wow, we're hearing some new music, haven't heard them in a while. But then you're reminded that this could very well be the last time you hear from him, new music in a sense, right? Because we don't know how many verses they may have in the vault or they held back in a sense, you know. It makes the song bigger than music. And I like even in the video how when he started rapping, you see a dove fly by. It is a moment to cherish for sure. It's a reminder and a bittersweet one that hip hop is aging, and some of our forefathers or legends that we've watched growing up are indeed becoming ancestors. That's bugged out, right? As young as hip hop is, we've lost so many greats along the way. So hearing De La, Loose, and Trugoy together again was definitely a great thing as a fan of hip hop overall. And you know they're gonna take care of his legacy just like Mobb Deep took care of prodigies. I have no doubt about that. One thing about De La Soul, when it comes to production, like I stated before in the last segment, they're gonna make sure that they feed their audience. Even the transition pieces, they're not just beat makers or people who can put together a sample with some drums. They have the ear of producers. Shout out to Maceo as well. And I think that they're gonna take care of the De La Soul legacy while also furthering Trugoy the Dove's. But it was definitely a bit bittersweet to hear his voice in his verse. Another takeaway from just like Mobb Deep Infinite, Sean C. in the credits as the A&R coordinator. For many who don't know who he is, he's a producer who's produced records such as Can't Knock the Hustle for Jay-Z. Also was a production partner with LV. They worked with Fat Joe. They did extensive work on American Gangster through the Bad Boy Hitman umbrella for Jay-Z. Very great ear when it comes to music and knowing exactly what is needed on a project. So that's a great thing to have him involved. I'm not sure if this is a mass appeal hire or the OGs understand his importance and they're reaching out, but either way, as a fan, I have full confidence if he's at the helm, we're gonna get a solid project. It's gonna be a cohesive album. I'm confident in that. We're approaching the end of the year. Mass Appeal has put together some tough projects, man, and De La Soul is next, like I stated. Cabin in the Sky, November 21st, 2025. Authenticity. This is not algorithm music. This is not viral TikTok pushed content, although some of their music they've done can be TikTok sensations because it's timeless, but it just feels organic in a sense. The package is a reminder that when legendary hip-hop heads or people with musicianship within get together, we get solid recordings or solid projects. It's great to see De La Soul is still contributing to this thing called hip-hop. They are legacy artists in this sense. They are, you can't doubt that. And just to have them back on outside or putting out a project and knowing that it's in good hands through Mass Appeal and having the right people at the helm, fans, we should be thankful or grateful in a sense. So my final takeaways, this is what hip hop sounds like when it grows with grace, you know. Pete Rock gave them a solid soundscape. De La Soul is doing exactly what we have loved and grown to love about them. Trugoy's voice and presence is most definitely sacred, and it's just great to hear mature hip hop, and hip hop that you know that's going to have a point in the end or an objective. Because with an album called Cabin in the Sky, you can bet your bottom dollar that there will be a theme around the album and not just a bunch of songs thrown together. So salute to Mass Appeal, De La Soul, the legendary group, Pete Rock on production, Sean C. A&R coordinator, and everybody else involved, man. Let me know what you think about the track. And if you haven't heard it, go check it out. Come back and tell me what you think about it then, all right? Remember, you can achieve anything in this world through sheer hard work and patience. God is the greatest. It's your man Ease at the Ease Experience. Go be great today. Go get yours. Yeah.
Hey yo,